Namaste. When you're ready, let's start class today in relaxation in our Shavasana. So find that comfortable supine position. That comfortable position resting on the floor, resting on the earth. Just taking a moment to ensure that you feel comfortable and that you feel warm. And sense how the whole back body feels. It might feel more comfortable for you and your lower back and hips to have the knees bent, soles of the feet onto the floor. Or have the legs extended all the way out in front, releasing through the toes, the ankles, up through the legs, up into the hips. But just sinking the little toes out to the top two corners of the mat. The middle, the upper spine, starting to sink down into the earth. Starting to release around the shoulders, opening the chest. Taking a moment to rearrange the arms and hands alongside the body. Palms facing upwards or downwards, or take a bend in the elbows. Cradle the lower abdomen with the hands. If it feels okay today, of course, allow your eyes to close. And just take some time to settle down into the body. See from here if you can let go of the day, your week so far, and just trying to release any excess thoughts that may be standing in the way of your practice here today. Scan through your body, observing how the physical body presents today, how the energy body is, how the mind is. And then bring your awareness onto the breath. Just observe here the different parts of the breath. Observe and notice your inhale. Observe and notice your exhale. Just continue to do that. Next time you exhale, just feel the connection with your back body to the earth, supporting you. So very carefully and in the next breath or two, we're going to release the hands from the belly. Just allow the arms and hands to rest alongside the body. And if the knees aren't already bent, please bend up the knees and place the soles of the feet onto the floor. We want the feet to be hip width apart here, heels in line with the knees. Still sensing that lovely length through the spine. Tuck the chin in down towards the chest. So we continue that length up through the neck, up through the crown of the head. Palms facing downwards. We're going to come into a couple of rounds of flowing bridge here today. So the next time you inhale, let's start to take the arms up and over. Only the arms at the moment. See how that feels through the shoulders today. As you exhale, release the arms and hands to rest back alongside the body. Inhale, take the arms up and over, so reaching out through the hand, through the fingers. Exhale, releasing the arms and hands to rest back alongside the body. Let's do one more, just warming up through the shoulders. Inhale, stretch out through the arms, forearms, wrists, hands and fingers. As you exhale, releasing slowly, carefully, all the way back down. The next time you inhale, the next time you start to take the arms up and over, you're going to push down into the feet. You're going to push up through the belly, push the centre of the chest towards the sky, start to feel that working into the glutes. As you exhale, you release all the way back down, release the arms to rest back alongside the body. Let's continue here. So really starting to power up all those muscles through the back body, really working into the glutes, the hamstrings. We're starting to work through the core abdominal muscles into the pelvic floor. Just check as you come into your flowing bridge pose, what's happening with the knees. There's a tendency that the body wants to come into the easiest possible variation of this pose. And the knees start to splay out to the side slightly. So to make this pose work correctly in the lower part of the body, keep those knees tracking in line with the hips. Of course, if this is too much at any time, take a break. Let's do a few more here. Keep the chin tucked in towards the chest. Keep looking after the neck. Keep breathing. Take care not to rush. Feel that lengthening through the sides of the body, around the ribs. Opening up through the chest, of course, warming up through the shoulders. Let's make this our last one. Inhale, push down into the feet, push the centre of the chest and the belly up towards the sky. Exhale, release the whole back body down onto the earth. Release arms and hands. Take a moment here to readjust through the feet as you need to. Feet still in line with the hips. Feet still in line with the knees. Feet hip width apart. Still looking after the neck, tuck the chin in, still release and soften around the shoulders. We're going to come into static bridge. Inhale here. As you exhale, push down into the feet. Push up through the tummy, through the centre of the chest. Keep releasing and softening the shoulders down into the earth. So keep breathing here. If this is enough for you today, stay here. Please feel free to come out of this pose any time. If you want to take it one stage further, we're going to come into a variation static bridge. Start to shift the weight into the right foot. Pick the left foot off the mat, extend through that left leg and push firmly through the sole of that left foot. Pushing up towards the sky, keep breathing. Inhale here. As you exhale, take a bend in the left knee. Releasing that foot down onto the floor. Keep pushing into the feet, coming into your bridge. If you want to balance it up on the other side, let's shift the weight into the left foot. Pick the right foot up, push firmly through the sole of that right foot. Your variation of static bridge. Observe the breath, don't hold the breath. Keep releasing around the shoulders, the neck and the jaw. Have more breaths here. Inhale here. As you exhale, take a bend in the right knee. Lower the sole of the right foot down onto the floor. Keep pushing into the feet. Keep pushing up through the belly, through the chest. Keep those knees in line with the hips. A few more nice deep breaths down into the lungs. Inhale here. As you exhale, let's release the whole back body down onto the floor. Take care, don't rush. Releasing all the way back down. Let's arrange through the feet. Heels in line with the knees, feet hip width apart. Still feeling comfortable through the lower back and the whole length of the spine. Softening, releasing the shoulders, arms alongside the body, palms facing downwards. Tuck the chin in, keep the neck nice and safe. So from here, we're going to come into our thread the needle pose. And superpose just to open up through the hips. It stretches the lower back and the belly. So at the moment, the knees are bent, soles of the feet are onto the floor. Keep the left foot exactly where it is. You're going to pick the right foot off the mat and you're going to make a figure of 4 as you cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And have the toes on the right foot pointing up towards the sky. So you may be happy here, you may be happy just pushing that right knee away from you without using the hands. If you want to raise up your right hand onto the inner right knee crease, just to push that knee away, that choice is yours. Feel that super stretch down the outer right thigh, stretching the IT band where the sciatic nerve runs, opening up through the hips. Breathe down into the belly, release around the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. I'm going to come into a slight rotation here. Let's inhale here. As you exhale, start to take the left knee all the way over towards the left. As you do that, that brings the right leg, right foot with it. And we're aiming to get that right foot close to or onto the floor. Just sense how the lower back feels, how the hips feel. Don't take that too far if that doesn't suit you today. Find a position that feels comfortable. Breathe into that super stretch, that rotation through the body. The right lower back comes off the mat. Trying to guide that right foot towards the floor. Inhale here. As you exhale, start to bring that left knee back to center. That brings the right leg with it. Just ensure that the lower back is nice and symmetrical, making contact with the mat before you uncross that right leg. And we're going to repeat that on the left side. So take a moment, readjust through your feet. Feet in line, or the heels in line with the knees. Hips feel comfortable, still softening and releasing through the shoulder blades when you're ready. Keep the right foot in connection with the earth. Cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh. So we want the toes on the left foot pointing up towards the sky. You might feel happy here just guiding that left knee away from you, or you might prefer just to raise your left hand, place your left hand on the left knee crease just to push that knee away a little bit more. Either way, keep breathing down into the belly. You're releasing and softening around the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. Observing that super stretch down the outer left thigh, into the glute medius, glute maximus, the IT band where the sciatica nerve runs. Creating space around the hips, the lower back, the belly. And then we're going to come into a rotation on this side. So start to take that right knee all the way over towards the right. As you do that, that brings the left leg, left foot with it. And we're trying to get that left foot close to or onto the floor, but just observing how this rotation feels through your body today. Don't push anything you don't feel comfortable to do. And as you settle into that part of the rotation that feels comfortable, breathe into this twist. Keep releasing the shoulders. Inhale here. As you exhale, start to bring that right knee back to center. As you do that, that brings the left leg, left foot with it. Just ensuring that the whole back body makes contact with the earth and then it's safe to uncross that left leg. Let's draw the knees up over the chest. Right hand on top of right knee, left hand on top of left knee. Fingers pointing down towards the toes. And then just draw in some hip circles, so circling the knees out to the side, then back to center. Just opening up the hips a little bit more. Slowly, carefully, not too wide. Working up into the shoulders as well. And then change the direction of your circles when you're ready. And the knees back to centre. Hug the knees in, gently rock from side to side. Knees come back to centre. Raise your right arm. Keep that right arm elevated as you roll all the way over onto your right side. Just using that raised arm just to rest your head. Take a moment here. Allowing yourself to take a little fuller inhale and a little fuller exhale. Slowly, carefully, and in your own time, start to bring awareness into your left fingers, your left hand. When you're ready, push down to that hand. Use that hand to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully start to come all the way up. We're going to get ready to come into our easy pose into Sukhasana. We're going to do some meditation around the mantra Sat Nam. So make sure you have to hand what you need to be comfortable in your Sukhasana. So either you're going to use your yoga block to sit on if you have one, or your cushion from a settee. I'm going to come all the way down to your seated position and observing how the body feels. It might feel comfortable for you to have the legs extended all the way out in front. Check the hamstrings, take a blanket behind the top of the thighs. We want engagement through the legs, toes towards the sky, or find that comfortable cross-leg position either way. I would encourage you today to have a little shimmy around through your sitting bones on top of the block, making sure the sitting bones feel comfortable on the block or on your cushion from your settee. You're going to release the arms and hands either alongside the body. Just take a bend in the elbows and just rest your forearms, the tops of your hands on your lap. And as you start to observe the whereabouts of your sitting bones, you start to root down. You start to allow some integrity to the spine, so the spine starts to lengthen up through the body, up through the crown of the head. We soften and release these shoulders down the back, keep the chest nice and open. Collarbones floating up towards the sky, and it feels as if someone's just pulling us up through the crown of our head towards the sky. Belly's nice and soft. And we feel comfortable here. There's no stress, there's no tension in the upper body. We can very much release around the shoulders. And bring our hands into the Jnana Mudra. So with the tip of your thumb and your forefinger, make a circle. If that feels comfortable, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. And I'd also like to invite you, please, to close your eyes. And as you close the eyes, just start to sense the awareness of the breath in the body. Maybe today it doesn't even feel like you're breathing. Just observe the whereabouts of the breath. So we know that when we're feeling stressed or anxious or worried, the breath tends to be irregular, shallow, confined to the upper parts of the chest, around the collarbones, even up around the neck, up around the ears. Just observe. Or maybe the breath is a little bit further down. Maybe it's around, it's like the top of the belly, or maybe around the belly. Just observe. So let's do a little bit of work on slowing and deepening the breath if we can. And as with any pranayama or any breathing exercises that we do, if it makes you feel panicky, claustrophobic or uncomfortable, just please breathe normally. So the next time you inhale, let's see if we can deepen and lengthen the inhale to 3 counts on the way in. And then 3 counts on the way out. Maybe just sigh a little bit as you exhale. And continue that. See if you're still able to lengthen your inhale to 3 counts on the way in and on the way out. And the seated breath meditation that we're going to do is with the mantra Sat Nam. That's a Sanskrit name which means truth is my name. Truth is my essence. It's a very effective syllable sound that activates our chakras. And we can use the Sat Nam mantra on our inhale and on our exhale. So still breathing deeply and slowly if you can. The next time you inhale, you want to inhale quietly in the mind, Sat. And as you exhale, Nam. So repeat, continue repeating that to yourself. Quietly repeating the mantra, Sat Nam. Truth is my name. Truth is my essence. Next time you exhale, so you'll exhale on the Nam. Allowing that mantra just to filter off into the distance. Start to allow normal breath to come back into the body, still keeping the eyes closed if it feels comfortable. And as a normal breath returns, just observing the whereabouts of the breath. Observe how the body feels, how the mind feels. There's no right or wrong experience in either parts of this, the breath, the body, or the mind. We're all made very differently, and therefore we will all have a different experience. Normal breath returning. You can release the fingers from the Gaya Mudra if you wish. You can release the arms and hands just to rest back alongside the body so the fingertips are like the skin in the earth. Keeping that lovely length through the spine, just tuck the chin in. So in a moment when we open our eyes, our gaze is down towards the earth. Slowly, carefully start to blink the eyes open, allowing a little light to start to filter back in. And then Bringing the chin, bringing the head all the way back up to centre. It might feel nice if you've been sitting with your legs crossed just to extend the legs. Or maybe you prefer just to change the crossing in your legs. Just allow yourself a moment just to establish that comfort through the sitting bones and the spine, extending all the way out through the crown of the head. Release and soften the shoulders, arrange the arms and hands where it feels comfortable. That lovely length through the spine. The next time you inhale, let's start to just turn our gaze over towards the right. As we exhale, exhaling back to center. Inhale, take your gaze over towards the left. Exhale, back to center. Slowly, carefully, just repeating this. Warming up the muscles of the neck. Just reconnecting to the breath. This is our last one. Inhale to the right. Exhale back to center. Take a bend in the elbows. Just take the hands up onto the shoulder blades. And as you do that, just start to circle the elbows, the arms forward. So making the circles as big or as small as feels comfortable. And I know that if there's any tension or tightness up around the shoulders, the back, this actually can feel quite tight. So take it easy. Just rest if you need to. And then change the direction of your circle. Loosening up the shoulders. Creating space around the scapula, around the chest, and all those muscles that surround the bones. Let's release the elbows, the arms back to center. Release the arms. So we're going to come into pigeon pose. So we're going to come off of our cushion from our settee or off our block. And we're going to get ready to come onto all fours, where we're going to just have some padding for the knees. So just arrange your blanket on the mat. And then come into a comfortable all fours position, a position where the fingers, the wrists and hands feel comfortable directly underneath the shoulders. You want to look down at your knees, make sure the knees are hip width apart. And you want to encourage the shoulders just to relax away from the ears, so push the earth away. Release any tension around the neck, keep your gaze down towards the earth, draw your navel in towards the spine. So we've got a super long length through the spine, out through the crown of the head and tailbone to begin with. When you're ready, you're going to start to slide your right knee to behind your right wrist. And then we want to get that right foot in front of the left knee. So it may be that you have to just push that left knee back slightly. And as you do that, you can start to sink down through that right hip to where it feels comfortable. And release the whole top of that left foot onto the mat. So if there's anything going on with the back, with the lower back, you want to stay like this, nice and upright, extending out through the crown of the head as you soften and release the shoulders down. If it feels comfortable, you're going to see if you can come down onto your elbows. See if you can extend the arms all the way out in front as you release the forehead down onto the mat. And release and soften into this deep hip stretch. Not holding the breath. Inhale here, as you exhale, bring awareness into the hands. Start to walk the hands and the fingers back towards you. Coming all the way up. Tuck the toes under on the left foot. Start to push down into that left foot. Activate through that left leg. Pushing into the hands, that creates space. So you can bring that right knee round, and then you're back onto all fours. We'll do exactly the same on the other side. So take a moment just to arrange through the hands, the shoulders, the knees. Draw the navel in towards the spine. Release any tension in the neck by keeping your gaze down towards the earth. We're going to start to slide the left knee to behind the left wrist. And as we do that, ensuring the left foot is in front of the right knee, so maybe pushing that right knee back slightly. And then from here, start to sink down into that left hip, releasing the whole right leg behind you, the top of the right foot onto the earth. Remember, if there's anything going on with the back, we stay upright, or if you wish, come down onto elbows, forearms, extend the arms out in front as you sink the head down onto the mat. Breathing into the lungs, into the body. Inhale here. As you exhale, take weight into the hands and the fingers. Start to walk the hands back towards you. Coming all the way up. We're going to tuck the toes under on the right foot. Push into the ball of that right foot. Activate through that right leg as you bring the left knee round. And bring the right knee back to its position. If that position of pigeon pose, or that variation of pigeon pose, really doesn't suit you today, I'd like to offer you a variation. Just following on from a position that we did earlier today in our supine pose, we did thread the needle. So you will start off into thread the needle and you'll do a pigeon pose lying on your back. So you might need a belt for this. So let me just demonstrate this for those of you that don't really want to do what we just did in pigeon and you prefer to do a supine variation. So feet are hip width apart, heels are in line with the knees, tucking in the chin, releasing the shoulders, the arms and the hands. You're going to cross your right foot on top of your left knee, so you're going to make that figure of four. So we've got the toes pointing up towards the sky. You've got an option just to open up through the right hip as we did earlier. Take your right hand onto your right knee crease just to guide that right knee away. And just release that right hand alongside the body. So the first part of our supine pigeon pose looks like this. To come into the full pose, you're going to pick your left foot off the mat. And you're going to see if you can start to extend through that left leg. So sometimes we need the addition of a yoga belt just to help us get that traction to bring that left leg a little bit closer towards the body so you can bring the right leg with it. So you can use your belt, take your belt around your left leg just to guide and stretch through that left leg as we bring the right leg towards us. That is your supine variation of pigeon pose if you want to do it. You can release the belt, release that left foot down, release the right knee, and then you'll do the other side. So making sure that you feel comfortable here, you would cross that left ankle on top of the right thigh, so coming into a figure of four, toes on the left foot up towards the sky. Take your belt, your strap, around your right leg, and then release or remove that right foot off the floor, start to draw that right thigh in towards the body, bringing the left leg with it, using the belt to get that traction. That would be your variation of supine pigeon pose. If you didn't like the kneeling variation of pigeon pose that I just did a moment ago. So we're going to come into a small flow involving our downward facing dog. So you're going to need to remove everything from your mats. You're going to need to remove your socks unless you've got your special yoga sticky socks on. And let's get ready to come into our tabletop position onto all fours. So wrists directly underneath the shoulders, fingers spread apart, down at the knees are hip width apart, push the earth away. You have to release out through the neck, your gaze towards the earth. From all fours, we're going to take a nice inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under, push up into downward facing dog. As we inhale, we're going to drop back down onto all fours, uncurl the toes. Exhale, child's pose. So let's repeat that. Inhale on all fours. exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, back onto all fours, uncurl the toes, exhale, child's pose. So let's do a few more rounds of this flow with your own breath, slowly, carefully. Start to warm up all the muscles into the back body, the shoulders, the arms. Remember, if you need to take a break at any time, please do so. Let's make this our last flow. So inhale on all fours, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale on all fours, uncurl the toes, exhale, sink the hips down towards the heels. Take a moment here in child's pose just to catch your breath. Bring movement into the wrists, hands and fingers. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, carefully uncurl the spine. Come all the way up. Come back onto your tabletop all fours position. We're going to come into downward facing dog into a step through. We're going to do a revolve low lunge. It's something that we've done in class before. We've not done it for a while. Take a moment here just to set yourself up safely. Spread the fingers apart. Push down into the pads of the hands and push the earth away. Navel in towards the spine, knees are hip width apart, release any tension through the neck. When you're ready, let's take the weight back into the thighs, push up into downward facing dog. Take a moment here, maybe walk the dog, lightly treading chill down towards the earth. Shoulders nice and active, ribs towards the thighs. Come back into your static downward facing dog. We're going to come into three-legged dog. Shift the weight into the right foot, lift up with that left leg. Point the toes on the left foot towards the earth. Take a moment here. We're going to start to shift the weight over the hands. Take a bend in that left knee as you step that left foot in between the hands. So we know sometimes the left foot doesn't quite reach there. With your left hand, just gently place that left foot in between the hands. And then from here, we just want to widen the stance slightly. So take your left hand all the way up to the edge of your mat and your left foot next to your left hand. Our revolve low lunge will take the weight into the right hand and you're going to reach up with that left arm, left hand. As inhale here, as you exhale, you're going to thread that left arm in between the legs, tuck the chin. Inhale, bend through that left knee, open up, rotate through the body. Let's continue. Really working and strengthening through those core muscles, those core abdominal muscles, building strength in the legs, the shoulders and the arms. Let's make this our last one. Inhale, open up. Exhale, just thread that left arm in between the legs again. Place that hand back down on the left side. Now the tricky bit, to step back into downward facing dog. Step back with your left leg, come back into downward facing dog, walk the dog again here. Take a break. If it's too much for the wrists and the body, sink down into child's pose. This is a challenging part of downward facing dog. Really building strength through the muscles of the body up into the shoulders.
Come back into your static downward facing dog. Let's balance that revolve low lunge up on the other side of the body. Shift the weight to the left foot. Lift that right leg up, right toes towards the earth. Take a moment, catch your breath. When you're ready, you can start to shift the weight over the hands. Take a bend in the right knee. Step that right foot in between the hands. If it doesn't quite get there, use your right hand to safely place that right foot in between the hands. And as we did on our left side, take that right hand all the way up to the edge of the mat and that right foot next to your hand. Shift the weight into the left hand. We're going to open up through the right side of the body as we rotate all the way around. Take your gaze up to your right hand. Inhale here. As you exhale, straighten through that right leg. Spread that right arm in between. Continue. Inhale. Exhale. Watch how the wrists feel. If it's too much, come out safely. Find your child's pose. Release, relax. Let's do a couple more here. Let's make this our last one. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, thread that right arm in between the legs. Release that right hand down. When you're ready, we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Walk the dog here. You've got an option just to come out of this for a moment. Give those wrists a break. Go back into your static downward facing dog. Ribs towards thighs, knees bent. If you need them to be bent, just observe how the lower back feels. My lower back actually feels quite tight today, so this downward facing dog with the knees bent is easier for me. Everybody bend your knees, look towards your hands, taking as many steps as you need. Walk the feet towards the hands towards the feet. Find your Uttanasana. Find the best position for your hands today in your Uttanasana. Maybe hands to inner elbows, gently rocking from side to side. Maybe hands on top of the feet, sides of the feet. Maybe hands around the back of the calf muscles as you draw the chest towards the thighs, the crown of the head towards the mat. Use Uttanasana just to calm the mind, calm the breath. Inhale here. As you exhale, just release the hands from wherever they may be. Allow the fingers, hands and arms to be heavy as you start to stack each vertebra on top of one another. Taking time, watching blood pressure, watching your back, knees bent. Slowly, carefully coming all the way up. The last thing to come up is our neck and our head. And then straighten up through the legs, straighten up through the knees. Come to face me on your mat. We're going to come into a standing balance that really brings everything together that we've just done in our class today. We're going to come into Eagle Pose Garudasana. It's going to challenge our balance, the muscles in our legs, our core muscles. It's going to use our shoulders, our arms. It's going to challenge our stamina as well. So let's come into a good Tadasana, feet hip width apart. And sense a connection into the earth with your toes, the four corners of your feet. Just moving around through the feet. Push down, drawing that Pada Bandha energy all the way up. Start to activate through the legs. Lift the kneecaps, thighs are nice and firm. Pelvis neutral. Observing that we length through the spine, up through the crown of the head, starting to feel taller. Release and soften the shoulders down the back, keep the chest open, collarbones floating up towards the sky. So maybe now is your time to find your drishti point. Maybe it's something on the floor in front of you.
Maybe it's something on the wall in front of you, something you can concentrate on as you come into this balance. It feels comfortable for you to look at. And from here, you're going to bend your knees. So draw the navel in towards the spine. Sink the tailbone down towards the earth as you bend the knees. I feel comfortable here. Make sure you're not tipping forward. You're happy with that core connection that you've got around your tummy. Sink the tailbone down to prevent the lumbar arch or the lumbar spine just overarching. And then you're going to extend the arms out in front. So we've got a couple of options here with the arms. You've got an option to cross your right arm over your left. And as you cross them, just take the hands to the shoulders. Or maybe you want to take a bend in the elbows. Draw the elbows, forearms, wrists and hands together. Keep lifting up through the elbows. Or maybe you want to cross the right arm in front of the left. And see if you can get the hands on top of one another, if you've got that flexibility through the forearms, the wrists and the hands. From here, you're going to cross the left leg over the right. And see if you can just take that left big toe onto the floor. Keep lifting up through the arms, through the body. It may be possible for you to just wrap that left foot around the back of the standing right calf muscle and see if you can bend the knees a little bit more. Find your drishti point. Don't worry if you wobble. If this is enough today, that's absolutely fine. Maybe as you come into your Garudasana, using that mantra that we used earlier today, that Sat Nam. Repeating that silently to yourself, just to allow the breath and the mind to slow. Start to unravel through the legs. Start to unravel through the arms. When you're ready, come all the way up. Let's try that on the other side. Good Tadasana. Just in through the toes, the soles of the feet, nice active legs. The length through the spine, all the way up through the crown of the head. Navel in towards the spine, sink the tailbone down as you start to take a bend in the knees. And taking the arms to wherever it feels comfortable, maybe shoulders, maybe out in front, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Maybe that way. Or maybe left arm in front of the right, lifting the elbows up. When you're ready, cross the right leg over the left. See if you can just balance on that right big toe, bend through the knees. And see if you can wrap that right foot around the standing left leg. Bending the knees, lifting the arms. Finding that drishti point. Maybe coming back to the mantra. Slowly, carefully unravel the feet, unravel the legs. Unraveling the arms, coming all the way up. So releasing out through the legs, the hips. Let's come into that smiling pelvis, smiling hips, counter pose we did the other week. So when you're ready, you're going to bend the right knee. As you bend the right knee, we shift the weight into the left leg. And that left hip just sort of sinks out slightly. And then repeat. So what we're doing here is we're actually creating an arc through the pelvic bowl. And that just releases everything around the tummy, the hips into the glutes. And as we did the other week, you can make these arcs as small or as big as you wish. Just easing out the tummy. That hypnotic movement from side to side, allowing the breath to slow. This pose is certainly easier than that last one, the eagle to side. Ready, let's come back to centre. We're going to get ready for our Shavasana. So please find some warm socks, an extra jumper, a blanket. Allow yourself to find that comfortable supine position. Surrendering the whole back body to the earth. Comfortable through the feet and your legs. The lower back. Shoulders. Arms. Sinking the shoulders down into the earth. Allowing the eyes to close. You feel comfortable and warm here. And allow the neck just to relax as you sink back of the head into the earth. Starting to release the features of your face. Allowing the forehead to relax and your eyes. Space in between the eyes. Nose and cheekbones. Unclench the jaw, soften the tongue into the base of the mouth. Integration of our practice here today. Mind, body, and spirit. Silence is beauty, a gentle absence that cools the fevered mind. Silence is hope, a quiet place where thoughts become dreams. Silence is strength, a sweet breath that fortifies resolve. Very carefully, just start to bring awareness back into the room, onto your body resting on the earth, allowing small movements in your hands and feet, fingers and toes. Carefully, slowly start to enjoy a lovely full body stretch. Taking the arms overhead, stretching all the way through from the fingertips, down through the hands, the wrists, the arms, through the body, legs, feet and toes. Releasing the arms. Start to bend the knees, taking the knees up over the chest into a self-embrace and gently rocking from side to side. The knees back to centre. Raise your right arm up. Keep that right arm elevated as you roll all the way over onto your right side, using that right arm as a support for the head. Allowing yourself to take a little fuller inhale and a little fuller exhale. Carefully bringing awareness into your left fingers, your left hand. In your own time, you're going to push down into that hand. Use that hand to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully push yourself all the way back up to seated. Thank you so much for your energy and your presence in class today. Thank you. Namaste.